there has been a multi-front war taking place between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. In fact, the latest development coming in where Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi and the Aam Aadmi Party national convener, has now been summoned by the Rouce Avenue Court to arrive to present himself on the 17th of February. On the other end, there have been Aam Aadmi Party leaders who have been holding press conferences after press conferences, telling the media, telling the public that the enforcement directorate under the orders of the BJP is doing a witch hunt on their leaders and on their secretaries and on their officials. In fact, what the Aam Aadmi Party has said that the latest ED raid on their secretary was unwarranted. There was no FIR that had been registered. In fact, the enforcement directorate did not even give any reason for conducting that raid, and apparently there were just 2 Gmail accounts and 3 pen drives that had been confiscated by the team from this Aam Aadmi Party secretary. My larger question over here in this discussion is about how the Lok Sabha election war has swiftly shifted from the main opposition party, which is the Congress, to now BJP's adversary, which is the Aam Aadmi Party. Is this how the pre-election war is going to play out in the run-up to the April elections? Well, let's try to decipher this. Joining me on the telecast is Bikramjeet. He is the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. And Bikram, quickly a response from you. This development that has taken place, there is, like I said, a multi-pronged war that is taking place. There was just a while ago about the Chandigarh mayoral elections where the Supreme Court also intervened and said this was wrongful on the part of the returning officer. This is subverting the democracy. There is obviously several summons that have been issued to Arvind Kejriwal. There have been a number of Aam Aadmi Party leaders who have been put in jail for the excise scam, excise duty scam, and now the latest enforcement directorate raid that has taken place on your officials and on your secretaries. In such a development, there have been press conferences, there have been public addresses that have been made by your leaders. Do you think the BJP at this point of time looks at Aam Aadmi Party as its key adversary?
Good evening. The point is that since the emergence of Aam Aadmi Party, BJP is trying to destroy it because we are not fit in their politics. Congress is fit for their politics, but Aam Aadmi Party is talking about the development. Aam Aadmi Party is not doing the politics of religion. Aam Aadmi Party is not doing the politics of MLAs. Aam Aadmi Party is doing the politics of Aam Aadmi, common man. Aam Aadmi Party always raise voice for the benefit of common man. Aam Aadmi Party makes the policies for the benefit of people. And the BJP is undoubtedly corporate friendly party. I have few statistics which I'll disclose later on. But one thing is very much clear. Aam Aadmi Party used to say that you are doing the politics of religion, why you are doing the politics of polarization, why you are not talking about the employment. The unemployment problem is the biggest problem of our country. Aam Aadmi Party used to say that you must talk about the health system. Aam Aadmi Party used to say that the budget for education must be higher. BJP in center has provided just 3% of GDP for education, whereas in developed countries and for the developing countries, most importantly, it must be more than 10%. Aam Aadmi Party do the politics for the benefit of people, for the education, for the health system. But what BJP is doing? BJP is doing only and only corporate friendly politics. That's why Aam Aadmi Party has become biggest enemy for the BJP. BJP has only target to destroy Aam Aadmi Party, to malign the image of Aam Aadmi Party leaders, and to destroy each and every democratic institution by controlling it. What happened in Chandigarh? Have you ever seen? I have not seen in my whole life that a presiding officer signing ballot papers after polling. Polling has been completed. The time was required only to count the votes. But polling presiding officer did not allow any polling agent to come near to him. As Supreme Court stated that why he was looking towards the cameras, because he was defacing the ballot papers.
Okay.
Then he was signing the ballot papers because the motive was to restrain Aam Aadmi Party from getting the chair of mayor.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, you made your point. Let me get in Bansuri Swaraj also. Bansuri, again, the same question to you. Does BJP see Aam Aadmi Party as a stronger, more strategic contender as compared to Congress? Because Congress at this point of time seems like an easy bait when you target the Congress and the dynastic politics that comes around it, or the colonial era legacy that the Congress at this point of time carries as a burden. According to the BJP, it's a much more difficult task for the BJP to attack the Aam Aadmi Party, which is also a party of the common people, which is also a party where you don't see dynasty, as the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson Mr. Bikramjit said. It is also the fact that Arvind Kejriwal plays a good strategy when he comes up and says that he will be in fact putting a corpus for sending tourists from Delhi to Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. So, is it because Aam Aadmi Party is a difficult contender to fight that BJP right now is primarily focused to attack the Aam Aadmi Party on several fronts?
Thank you, Meghaji, and good evening to everybody. Let me put the perspective straight. The Aam Aadmi Party is definitely a non-contender for the BJP because the governance in Delhi, to put it mildly, is on ventilator. Aam Aadmi Party is a party that was chosen by the people of Delhi on an anti-corruption plan. We all remember the visuals of Mr. Kejriwal. He used to sort of have this black book that used to flash where he used to say that there is a list of corrupt leaders who he used to allege were part of a 500 crore club. Today, unfortunately, the Aam Aadmi Party is drowning in corruption from head to toe. There is a long list, whether it is the liquor ghotala, whether it is the case of spurious and substandard drugs in Mohalla clinics and Delhi hospitals, whether it is a question of fake pathology tests, whether it is the Sheesh Mahal. The list goes on. Even the Jal Board, there is a scam where the Aam Aadmi Party gave tenders illegally based on forged documents worth 38 crores to choicest of firms that did not even meet the eligibility criteria. So what's happening is, from being elected on an anti-corruption plan, they have now got and admittedly have the eligibility criteria and meet the eligibility criteria of this corruption club themselves. And that is why they have done a U-turn. All the people that they were fighting against, now they are part of the Indie alliance that is involved in corruption and are part of this particular unholy alliance. And I say it with some kind of responsibility. What is happening is that Mr. Kejriwal is flouting the law again and again. He has not answered the ED summons 5 times. In fact, today also, as you know, that the Honorable Rouce Avenue Court has ordered and asked Mr. Kejriwal to join investigation and appear on the 17th of February 2024. The courts have recently, just while I was on your channel, the news came that Mr. Sanjay Singh's bail has been once again been rejected by the Honorable Delhi High Court. Mr. Manish Sisodia's bail has been rejected 7 times, including the fact that the review petition was also dismissed in December 2023 by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. various courts of the country are finding prima facie evidence being established against the Aam Aadmi Party leaders in the liquor scam, and is asking independent investigating agencies like the ED to investigate and do their jobs.
Okay.
So what's
Okay, but
happening?
also, how do you tackle the attack by the Aam Aadmi Party saying that this is a witch hunt by the Enforcement
That's
Directorate,
exactly
by
what I'm
the
coming.
police forces? How do you justify that the Enforcement Directorate reaches the residence of the Aam Aadmi Party secretary, does not have any warrant, does not even tell that what is the reason for the raid that is being conducted, and they are just able to find, as Aam Aadmi Party puts it, 2 pen drives and 3 Gmail accounts that they have at this point of time confiscated?
I'm just coming to that. Now, first of all, let me just say what has happened is, because of all these various scams that they are involved in, they have lost their footing. And that is why what they are doing is now they are transacting in emotional hyperbole, both with the media as well as the public, where they are crying that, oh, Mr. Kejriwal is the one that the BJP fears. On that aspect, before I come to your ED question, let me very quickly answer. In the recent Vidhan Sabha Chunav, the Aam Aadmi Party fielded candidates on 200 seats and did not even open their accounts. In fact, the people, the electorate of Bharat, chose Nota over Aam Aadmi Party candidates. That shows you the lack of popularity of Mr. Kejriwal on a national level. So let me put a quietus to this debate that the Bharatiya Janata Party does not see the Aam Aadmi Party as a contender or as an adversary. And certainly, Megha, we don't see Mr. Kejriwal or the Aam Aadmi Party as an enemy. That's a very harsh word. We're a political party. We may have differences on
No, I did not say enemy. I just said a contender.
Mr. Ajit,
A
Mr.
contender.
Basi said, Mr. Bikram Basi said it. So I'm saying this is that we don't see Mr. Kejriwal or the Aam Aadmi Party as an enemy at all. Why would we? We may have political ideological differences, but there is no animosity at a personal level.
There is another allegation that has been made by Arvind Kejriwal. He says that there has been a proposal sent by BJP to poach Aam Aadmi Party, to poach Arvind Kejriwal, to fight the elections together with the BJP.
Lies. Those are blatant lies. In fact, our state president, Shri Virendra Sachdeva, and our honorable leader of the opposition, Mr. Ranveer Bidhuri, went and complained to the police saying that very serious but false allegations of MLA poaching have been made by the Aam Aadmi Party. Please investigate these allegations. And what happens? Both Mr. Kejriwal and Atishi ji refused to accept those notices from the crime branch, refused to give any evidence. You know, they've done 2 press conferences on this issue, 27th of January as well as on 4th of February. Not a shred of evidence, not an iota of evidence has been produced by them. Coming back to your question of the ED, it is not me, it is the Honorable Delhi High Court that on an order dated 20th of October 2023 said that there is no evidence that shows politicization or misuse or any kind of political vendetta qua the ED. The Aam Aadmi Party lawyers submitted before the Honorable High Court at great length talking about politicization of the ED. And it is the Honorable Delhi High Court that said there is not a shred of evidence to say this or to prove this. The ED is an independent investigating agency doing its job.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that's the contention. That's the contention, because that's every time there is an enforcement directorate or any independent agency of the country, the CBI, coming out and probing a number of these corruption cases, raid cases. That's the contention of the opposition, and Aam Aadmi Party is no different. Joining me also on the telecast is Sumit Pei. Sumit, quickly a reflection of what is happening. Don't you think that Aam Aadmi Party, and particularly Arvind Kejriwal, might just get the sympathy vote if his arrest happens?
Meghaji, thanks for having me on this show. In fact, what Mr. Kejriwal ji is looking for is not for sympathy vote, he's looking for a survival vote. Because his popularity, his image, when all the aura he built is all-time low. Now, let me put some facts on perspective. You know, it is oxymoronic to think when we think that Kejriwal ji is a contender to Prime Minister Modi. You're somebody talking of 370 seats and 400 par, and you're somebody with one Lok Sabha MP. How can he be a contender to somebody who's talking of 400 seats and 370 seats? How can he be a contender to one MP to a 303 MP person? That is height of confidence and height of overconfidence. If it has a synonym, that's Aam Aadmi Party. They want themselves to be seen as a contender. They want themselves to be seen as a threat to Prime Minister Modi because that gives them political mileage. That is exactly why I'm having this debate. But mathematics is the most accurate science. Go by mathematics. Where is Aam Aadmi Party? You win elections by mathematics, by voting, by really people supporting you and coming to vote for you. One with one Lok Sabha MP, are you going to defeat Prime Minister Modi? I mean, get a kid from the kindergarten, he'll tell you mathematically it's not possible. But they love to have this debate. They love to build the era of Kejriwal ji. He's bigger and larger than life. And as far as ED and CBI are concerned, Megha ji, look at one point. They always complain ED aaya, CBI, ED aaya, CBI aaya. Okay, fair enough. But what ED recovers, do they talk on that? When CBI recovers mountains of cash, do they talk on that? From 6,000 crores to 126,000 crores in the NDA era, have they talked about it? Where does 126,000 crores come from? You remember mountains of cash? You remember mountains of cash with this Congress MP or MLA who was 500 crores? You remember with DK?
Now the Aam Aadmi Party is going to say where are the mountains of cash that have been recovered from Satyendra Singh or from Manish Sisodia or from Sanjay Singh?
Yusuf, they always said Arvind Kejriwal ji gives certificates of honesty to everybody. If they are so dead honest, why all courts are rejecting their base? Are you telling me that all the courts of India are compromised? All the courts of India take dictations from Prime Minister Modi? Prime Minister Modi tells them what to do and what not to do. Why after 7 times, 5 times, 8 times their bails get cancelled and cancelled and cancelled? Because you see, investigation is a subject matter of time. By the time they are not proved, they will be conceived, they will be as accused, not as convicts. By the time they are convicts and their bails are getting rejected after, that is the proof that the honorable courts of India are not convinced of they are innocent. If they are innocent, that doesn't mean anything.
Fair enough. Bikramjit, quickly getting you, and as we speak about your allegation of the Enforcement Directorate and BJP, we are getting to know that Sanjay Singh's bail plea has been cancelled, denied by the Delhi High Court, and this brings Sanjay Singh back to square one. And what Sumit said, that it's easy for you to cast aspersions on the independent agencies of the country that are doing their work, but when there are these hoards of cash that is recovered, bundles of cash, cupboards full of cash, cars full of cash, why is the opposition silent?
Megha, listen one thing. Is the rejection of bail a proof of conviction? Has any court stated that they are convicted, they are found guilty? What happening in the courts is that investigating agency is creating another drama on every hearing of the bail, that such and such documents are to be recovered, such and such things are to be recovered, such and such period is required.
Do you think is the High Court and the district courts and the Rouce Avenue courts are falling bait to the Enforcement Directorate's ploy?
Enforcement Directorate, ED is not now an enforcement director. I'll say that ED has become enforcing agency of dictatorship. Enforcing dictatorship agency. Because when
again, then I come to the next question. When the Enforcement Directorate does all these raids, when he goes to Hemant Soren's residence and the car full of cash is found, or in his residence, or we take a look at what is happening in West Bengal, a number of these TMC leaders and the raids that are taking place, or we take a look at Chhattisgarh, where Bhupesh Bagel's associates, and in fact Bhupesh Bagel himself was accused of holding crores and crores of cash, and in fact there were raids where we were playing those pictures just a couple of months ago. There were cupboards full of cash, there were rooms full of cash, like, bundles of bundles, like a mountain that was created. So how do you think Enforcement Directorate is planting these funds, putting them in these cars, these rooms, in these cupboards?
My question is, how much amount has been recovered from Aam Aadmi Party leaders who have been detained by ED, who have been arrested by ED?
Okay.
Not even a single penny. Not even
Yeah,
a single
and
penny
that's
has
what I
been
told
recovered.
Sumit Peer as well. This could be
Listen me,
true
one
for
thing, one thing.
JMM or the
Mega-
Congress or the TMC, but right now, again, has there been solid cash that has been found at the residences or the
Not even
offices
trail.
Yes,
of
there has.
the Aam Aadmi Party
Not even
leaders?
trail.
No, there has.
Not even trail, Mega,
Okay,
not even
okay.
trail.
So Bansuri, quickly a response from you. I'll come to you, Sumit.
Yeah, sorry. With due respect, when there was an ED raid held at the residence of Mr. Satyendra Jain and his associates, 2.85 crore worth of cash, 133 gold coins,
I have objection, Mega.
kg
I
of
have
gold
Let her
objection.
coins.
complete. I'll
How
come to you. Let her complete. Let her
Ji.
complete.
This is and these are basically figures that we've got from the ED, which the ED published. These are matters of public record.
Okay.
How much
Yeah,
amount
quickly.
are
Yes.
recovered from Satyendra Jain? Not even a single penny. Why you are saying another person by saying that he is associate? What happened to Yadurappa? What happened to Hemant Biswa Sarma?
Okay.
Against whom the BJP has circulated a booklet?
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
CBI
Fair
has
enough.
been
Fair enough.
used.
Yes, Sumit, you want to make a point?
Yeah, I want to make one point. You see, it's very simple, saying nothing has been recovered. If there is no cash recovered, does that mean the crime has not happened? What if the money is laundered out of the country? How will you recover cash in the country? Why were so many iPhones, destroyed? What was the compulsion of destroying iPhones? Can you answer that? Why were 20 odd iPhones destroyed? What was the need? So how many of us get an iPhone, then use it for some time, then destroy it? Then don't throw it, destroy it. Why did you destroy the evidence? And not finding the cash doesn't mean that there was no scam. And point number 3, when it comes to Colgate, when it comes to Commonwealth Games, a lot of cash was not found. When it came to Augusta Westland, cash was not found. Do you tell me the scam did not happen? Scam happened. In Beaufort's case, how much cash did you find? Scam happened. In so many Congress scams, cash was not found. That is no proof the scam didn't happen. And point number 3, yes, you are accused till the time you're not convicted. But if courts find a sizable evidence against you, that is why the bail is rejected. Indian legal system is based on bail, not jail. If you are denied bail, that means you are deemed to be fit in the jail because the honorable courts are convinced there is something against you which should be proved in a matter of time. If Ram Mandir 135 years in court, then you cannot say the judiciary is not working. Court cases might take time, but that doesn't mean you are innocent. If you are innocent or if you are deemed to be innocent, you should have been given bail. If you are not given bail repeatedly, that means
Okay,
the court
let's not jump the gun and say because of the fact that the case has not been completed, it is still not solved. The charges have been put up by the Enforcement Directorate. Right now, it is still the onus of the Enforcement Directorate to prove these charges in the court of law. This is going to be a long-drawn process as it has been up until now. On that note, I'm thanking you for joining me on the telecast, and we'll keep close eye on these big developments, particularly on the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal and all that happens with the Enforcement Directorate, with the Delhi Police Crime Branch, and whether there are going to be further actions and summons and notices that are going to be issued to the Aam Aadmi Party leaders. Thanks for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.